It turns out the trick to having a dog that's just into you is ironically teaching them when they don't have to pay attention. In this video, Janice is going to demonstrate how using 3 different modes, off, standby, and working, will vastly improve your dog's attention. Let's get started.
The first time I loaded my training tip on on-off standby switches to YouTube was 7 years ago, and I am still using it today. It's a very important foundation skill that I preach to my students over and over again. I need to have a dog that knows how to be attentive when we are in a working and training environment. So when I can't pay attention to my dog, like right now I'm talking to the camera, or I'm talking to a friend, or I've gone off to put jumps up and I can't pay attention to my dog, he needs to have a job to do because I am actively training. So I put him on an off switch, which is just a simple settle. And I'm gonna reinforce that settle every now and then just to let him know that yes, that's all I'm looking for you to do. This is his time to check out the environment. He can see his surroundings. If he chooses to gaze off and check things out, that's absolutely fine. This is his chill time. This is his off switch where he doesn't have to actively pay attention to me, but he does need to maintain this position. Now, when I release him from this position with a cue, a clear cue that he can get out of this position, then I have taught him how to go into standby mode. So if you release your dog from a settle or from any exercise, what does he do? Does he actively start tracking you? That's what he needs to do. Otherwise, he's going to lose attention, lose a focus, and this is a carryover that happens in the ring. We release our dogs from an exercise, and the dog then goes into sniffing the ground or doing something that he shouldn't be doing because he's not paying attention to you. So you can do that as an experiment and see what happens when you release your dog from an exercise or just from a settle. When I release him from the settle, he's going to go and he's going to track my movements. He's just going to stay focused on me. And that's what I call his standby cue. His standby cue means he's ready to go to work. So then if I, from standby, give him a cue such as sit or down or get ready, he's focused, he has attention, so he can go right into that mode. And then when I release him from that working position that he just took, he needs to go right back into standby. So I'll show you what it looks like, and then I will give you some tips on how to train it. Break. Good boy. So he's actively paying attention to me. That's exactly what I want. He's not looking elsewhere. He's not sniffing the ground. Down. Good boy. Break. So when I release him, he goes back into standby. Excellent. Good boy. Nice. Very good. Sit. Good. Break. Again, he gets released and he goes right back into standby, ready to take on the next behavior. Settle. Good boy. Good. That was nice. So I didn't reinforce him in between anything. I wanted you to see the concession of what it looks like pairing these behaviors together, releasing, and then going back into standby. Now, when I teach standby, because it's not always, it's not a natural behavior that most dogs will automatically do, just simply pay attention to you. So when they're young or they're just learning this, or they're puppies, I'm teaching them how to do standby. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to release him and I'm going to show you what I do. Yes. I don't need the hopping. Yes. So I'm going to reinforce him when he's not hopping. Yes. Good. Then I'm going to hold my hands just a little bit closer to my body. Yes. Good. So this is the picture that you want. You don't want the dog trying to get the food from your hands. A little bit of popping up is okay, but I don't need a ton of it. So I reinforce when he's not doing it. Yes. And then I move my hands a little bit closer to my body again. Yes. Good. And once I have a couple sessions like this where he's tracking me nicely and he's paying attention, then I can start thinking about putting my hands behind my back and just have him see if he'll follow me. Yes. And if your dog only just takes one step or two, then reinforce that. Yes. Good. Yes. Okay, so this is how I start to teach the tracking. Okay, then I might add in a settle. Settle. Good. And then I'll ask him to come out of that settle and then see if your dog will go into standby. Break. Good. And if they don't, just remind them with your hands up here. Okay, but you want to get to this position. And I'm not having a lot of eye contact with him. I'm just looking down, but I'm not looking at his eyes because that can sometimes freeze your dog. I want to be able to, hey, Susie, could you grab me that jump over there and not have to be staring my dog in the eye so that he can remain in standby? Yes. Sit. Good. Okay, so he just gave me a nice sit. So then that was going from standby into working mode. Now I'm going to release him from the sit and he should go back into standby. Break. Nice. Good boy. Very good. Excellent. Good. Okay, settle. Good. So definitely work on this foundation skill and have fun training it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. For more great training tips, check out these next videos.